As inflation lingers, major changes are coming to Social Security payments and Medicare this year. Ivan Rodriguez joins us to break down how this could impact how you manage your finances.
Emily, for many people who are close to retirement, one hurdle is managing income that may be less than what you were making while you were working, and also maybe expenses that are lower in some areas but higher in others, especially doctor's visits. U.S. inflation continued to decline in 2023, and the financial picture for Americans, including retirees, is improving. For that reason, monthly Social Security payments will only rise by 3.2% this year, based on the cost of living adjustment. AARP Senior Vice President Bill Sweeney says the boost is a bit disappointing in contrast to 2022's 8.7% increase, a 40-year high.
This is probably not enough for them to be able to feel comfortable and confident about their savings.
Another concern, standard premiums for Medicare Part B are back on the rise. The portion of Medicare that covers doctor visits and other outpatient treatment is up 6%. On the bright side, people who haven't retired yet can now sock more money away. People 50 and over can contribute up to $30,500 to a 401k or another type of deferred compensation plan this year.
That's a little bit extra money that you can put away in your retirement, which is a great way to save and get caught up before you retire.
Finally, 4 decades after Congress voted to slowly raise the full retirement age from 65 to 67, the goal close to being achieved, reaching 66 in 8 months in the final half of 2024. While you can begin collecting Social Security before age 67, your payments will be permanently reduced. On the other hand, waiting until 70 earns you a bonus.
We really urge people to think about when is the right age to start claiming Social Security to maximize how much money you can get.
More than 71 million people depend on Social Security benefit programs, so yearly changes always seize attention, and you can hear there how experts are urging people, especially close to retirement, to really make a plan to make the most out of their benefits. Emily?
Yes, absolutely. And Ivan, I have a question for you. Can you tell us why Americans saw such a large increase in Social Security payments last year compared to this year's increase of just over 3%?
So it all comes down, Emily, to the cost of living adjustment, which bases changes in prices for a set of consumer goods and services, specifically in the third quarter. This time it was that third quarter of 2023 compared to the same time period in the previous year. Now, since inflation slowed considerably during that time, we ended up with this modest increase of 3.2% going in to 2024.
Got it. Thank you so much for your reporting, Ivan.